Fine. I picked a hell of a time to stop drinking. So The Strangers Chapter 3 is the epic conclusion to the Strangers trilogy. Not counting the very first Strangers movie, which is actually solid, or the bad sequel that movie had, which is not. But a couple years ago, someone or people got it in their head or heads, hey, let's reboot The Strangers and make it a trilogy. We'll call them The Strangers Chapter 1, The Strangers Chapter 2, and yes, The Strangers Chapter 3. 1 and 2 came out about a year apart, and then it looks like they're just fast-tracking 3 to get it over with. I do appreciate that. That would make this, that's right, the end of the beginning. So The Strangers Chapter 3 picks up right where The Strangers Chapter 2 left off, in which one of the strangers, one of the girls, she gets killed. I only know that because that's where the movie started out. I didn't remember that from the previous movie. I just saw it a few months ago. That's the thing about The Strangers Chapter 1, 2, you know, this new trilogy of Strangers movies. I don't really remember what happened in the previous film that led to the next film. Except for some of the really stupid, obscure, dumb character decisions that the characters make, but that doesn't really tie into the plot. They're just situational circumstances. But now big scary masked stranger guy gets our lead protagonist and he puts the mask on her because he wants her to become the new masked girl, the version of the girl she just killed, you know? He's trying to be like, one of us, one of us. Now he's taking her along for the ride and a couple of kills. All the while, and spoiler alert for this one, if you care, you have not been paying attention, so I'm gonna say it anyway. Her family comes to town looking for her. Oh, they're dead now. Guess that didn't mean anything. Definitely didn't lead to anything, so moving on. But here's a big problem I found with this film. The lead character, the main protagonist, she's so traumatized in this movie at this point, she's pretty much a catatonic version of herself. Just very little dialogue. She's just sitting there, traumatized, shaking, she's scared while kills are going down. I mean, well, a kill or two. So not only is she a less interesting version of the character she's been for the past 2 shitty films, but it's just misery porn at this point. What's the point of all this? So other than all those negatives coming at you from the get-go, how is the rest of the film? Pretty par for the course. It's still a character deconstruction we never needed and the characters never begged for. It has all the finesse of Gollum doing brain surgery with a trowel. The movie becomes humorous when it tries to get deeper, like when the dude doesn't have his mask on and he and the girl are sitting in a church and they're having a civil conversation. It's not predator and prey at that point. Usually I like it when the hero and the villain can sit down and talk. But that scene in this movie just left me scratching my head going, that is the guy in the mask, right? Like, what is this scene? It doesn't feel like the same character. Does he have multiple personality disorder? When he puts on the mask, does he think he's someone else? Like, if that were Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, mask or no, Michael Myers will still sprinkle your teeth in the next bathroom stall. This whole trilogy thinks it's far more cerebral than it is, and it tries to overreach on that far more than it ever needed to the point where what we have is boring. It's a slog. Someone really thought to themselves, hey, let's take that simple premise home invasion murder film and draw this backstory out to the length of 3 feature films. Best part of the whole thing is that it's finally over. I mean, is it a fulfilling conclusion? Absolutely not. When the movie ended and the end credits hit, I legitimately, audibly, out loud in the theater went, okay. And I just got up and left. Don't worry, I didn't disturb anybody. There was one other person in the auditorium, sitting down in front. I feel like he might have been sleeping though, to be honest. I mean, not just saying the movie's boring, so obviously, hey, he might have been asleep. No, when I looked down, I'm pretty sure he was like this. I mean, I think he was just napping, which means he made far better use of his time in that movie than I did. I'll tell you that. That's why I do this video. If I didn't catch some Z's, I'm at least gonna monetize the experience. And here's the thing, the ending feels unfulfilling because the movie wants the audience to ask questions after the fact. Unpack it at home. Problem is, no one's gonna think about this movie after the moment it ends. They're not gonna think about this trilogy the moment it ends. But yeah, The Strangers Chapter 3, it's just boring, man. Not only are the kills not interesting or satisfying, but the overall premise and character deconstruction isn't either. It all feels unnecessary. When you have side arcs coming into this thing that just get wiped from existence pretty easily, can't help but think you're padding the runtime simply to create a trilogy, to create another chapter that might make you money, possibly lose you money. Because there's no reason Markiplier's Iron Lung doesn't come in #1 this weekend with this kind of slop coming out in theaters. Standing by my review of Iron Lung, the things I liked about it, the things I found were problems in it. However, the conversations become so fight the man. I didn't really see that when I was doing my review. Plus, you know, you want your review to be objective. I can't help but root for the guy. As for The Strangers Chapter 3, the new Strangers trilogy, it's time to bury this shit. It's done. The concluding chapter of The Strangers trilogy is dog shit. A long, sad road to create a trilogy that gets to sit on the mantle among the worst film trilogies of all time. All right, so The Strangers Chapter 3, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what is a worse film trilogy than the new Strangers trilogy? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.